I got another banger for you guys. Stay tuned. In today's episode, we are discussing how to get customers for your pressure washing business. Now, this is part 4 of a 9-part series. So if this is the first one in a series that you're watching, that's fine. But make sure that at the end of this one, you go back and you watch episode 51 so you can get a good understanding of what it is that we're doing. Because in part 1, it's very important. We talked about the right mindset that you need to be able to grow your business. Number 2, part 2, we talked about sales. And in that one, we broke down how to create your own sales pitch. And then also we talked about the importance of the 4 factors of sales impulse. Part 3, I gave you guys my marketing 101, what the 5 things that I use to be able to get 50 to 75 customers a month on a consistent basis. And now this part 4, we're going to be talking about commercial work. And this is important for me to tell you guys this. Now, I don't recommend, this is very important, guys, because I actually don't recommend you jump in the commercial field if you are just starting your business. My thing is this. I've always talked about this, that in order to successfully grow and thrive in a pressure washing business, you need 3 essential things, right? You need experience out in the field that you only acquire through time. You need chemical knowledge, which a lot of that stuff you also acquire through time. And then you need commercial grade, industrial level equipment. And that is super real true for when it comes to doing commercial work, because what you're going to realize that a lot of these commercial jobs, guys, if you do not have the right equipment, not only are you going to take an extremely long time to do them, but you may not even be able to do them effectively. A great example I like to use is there's a guy here in my area. He's about 40 minutes away from my area, but we work each other's areas. But the thing is, he just does commercial work. And guess what? His truck all his machines are 10 gallons a minute. His buffer tank is 1,000 gallons. So think about that. He's got a flatbed truck. His rig's like a $80,000 rig. So when he goes to do commercial work, his rig system is set up like he has a hot unit on there to be able to deal with, like, he does a lot of cleaning out dumpster pads and things of that nature. So, but anyway, the bottom line is, you guys listening to this that's starting out with your 3.5 GPM machine or your 4 GPM machine, you guys are just not going to have the experience nor the equipment to be able to deal with commercial work. And I'll be honest with you guys, guess what? I didn't really start getting a lot of commercial work until like my 5th, right towards the end, really, of my 5th year. And then it really went into sort of the fast lane in year 6. So, but anyway, so for you guys that have been in a business for a while, and you're doing, I would say, if you're doing $30,000 to $50,000 a month in residential, then this could be something that definitely takes your business to the next level, because it's going to help you get those, high-end customers, but also it's going to get you those super high tickets, because some of our commercial accounts, we do an account, for example, this is the 4th year now that we're doing a contract with our county. I'm in Maryland, and we're in Charles County, Maryland, and I have a contract with our Charles County government, and that contract alone gives us almost $200,000 a year. So you see what I'm saying? So it's going to give you a lot of good sales, these commercial accounts will. So let's jump right in. I got 6-7 things on this one, and first on my list is online presence. Now, this is very important, guys, because and that's why this is the 4th one on the series, because on the first one, the part 3 that I gave you guys, it's going to be more accessible for you new guys. Some of the stuff that I'm going to talk to you about on this one, guys, the bottom line is you're not going to be able to afford some of this stuff. And when I say online presence, I'm talking about really two things. I'm talking about Google My Business. We'll talk about that in a second. But I'm also talking about your website. Guys, if you do not have a website that is properly optimized, okay, and by that I mean SEO. I'll put it up here. SEO stands for Search Engine Optimization. And a lot of you guys, you're not going to be able to do that on your own, and you're going to have to hire somebody to do that for you. So let's say you have a website that you got on Wix, or you got on GoDaddy, for example, that you set it up yourself, or your cousin did it for you, or a friend or something like that. And, you know, it was something that you got real cheap and all that. You're just not going to be able to have that online presence that you truly need to make an impact in the marketplace. Guys, there's so many jobs that I've gone through the years because of my website and because of my Google My Business. Now, with Google My Business, I've mentioned this before, guys. In 2 episodes from this one, we're going to be doing an episode just breaking down for you guys. Like, we're going to do a deep dive on how to optimize your Google My Business. But your Google My Business has to be optimized for commercial work. There's got to be commercial work pictures on there. Like for example, I'll give you guys a great example. We've done tons of churches here in my area. I think we've done over 50 churches. And a lot of my pictures on there, you'll see churches, you'll see buildings that we've done. So you got to be optimized with that, with your pictures and also with your words. And again, we're going to talk about that. Don't worry, guys. We're going to do a deep dive into that. But the bottom line, guys, is guess what? For you to have a Google My Business that is optimized and a website that is optimized, there's no way around it. You're going to have to dump some money into it. And I'll put up here for you guys the company that we use to make our website. It's something, if you look up on my YouTube channel up here somewhere, you'll see MrBubbles.com. Check it out. That's kind of like what you want to aim for. But websites are going to cost you $5,000 and up. And I mean up. I think in total, since we started our business, in terms of money that we've dumped into Google My Business and money that we've dumped into our online presence, like our website, we're talking, I've probably spent over 20 grand, guys, to be honest with you. So again, you know, don't worry about it. You don't have to, if you're listening to this and, you know, you're just starting your business, don't worry. You don't need $20,000 to $30,000 to dump into your business. This is one of those things that you do gradually as you grow your business organically. That's why I said, you know, the first things that you want to do, you want to do the cheap things first, and then gradually invest in your business as the money is coming in. So again, guys, I can't reiterate this enough. You are not going to be able to get a lot of commercial work without a very strong online presence, a great website, and an awesome Google My Business. The second thing I got on this list is something that I've actually never talked about in any of my episodes, but it is something that we do quite often here at Mr. Bubbles. Every year we do this, and it's email marketing. And I'm going to tell you guys how to do this effectively. Now, I use a guy that I've been using. His name is Adam, by the way, but I've been using his company for about 8 years now. I'll say 7, 8 years. And he has a online marketing company that specializes on email marketing, and especially speaking about you know, acquiring certain lists. Like, I'll give you guys an example. I called him 3 years ago, and I got him to give me an email, like a spreadsheet. He sent me via email a spreadsheet of all the property managers in my area. Okay, this list had, I want to say it was 3,800 names on it. The list cost me at the time, I think it was like around $600 I remember paying. But anyway, so the bottom line is we have this template, and I can email that to you guys, the template that you're going to send to property managers. But so we would send like 100 a day for, and we did this marketing campaign during a 90-day period right in the beginning of our season. Guys, this got us 50 to 60 of these guys would call us and say, hey, I got this property. Hey, can you go do this for me? Or a lot of times the work was residential, but they would give you 8 or 9, 10 houses all at once. So I highly recommend you guys look this up. I can even send you my contact. My guy, he can find out any information. With the list that we've bought from him, we've bought the property manager, we've bought all the real estate agents in our area, and then we also bought from him a list of all the HOAs in my area as well. And we're going to be talking about that in the next episode, actually, how to get HOA contracts, and that's a huge part of getting commercial work as well. So guys, I highly recommend email marketing. Again, that is not very expensive. It costs less than $1,000, and it's going to work great for you. Now, next on my list, I have business to business marketing, or also known as face-to-face marketing. That's the reason, guys, why I did episode 52, where we broke down for you guys how to properly and effectively do a sales pitch. And again, I can email you that sales pitch that we use. But anyway, so I've gotten, I don't know, I stopped counting, guys, but we're talking hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of commercial jobs that I've gotten through an 11-year period that I've been in business, just from doing face-to-face marketing. As a matter of fact, I mentioned earlier, almost every single church that we've ever done, I walked up to the church, like you're driving around your town and you're seeing dirty sidewalks, you're seeing dirty businesses. Just go up, you know, with your 6x9 postcard, have a little pitch, like an elevator pitch, like what we talked about in episode 52, and leave your information, and they will call. That, again, that's how I've gotten a lot of the churches, guys. And these churches, we'll do the sidewalk, we'll do the entire church and the roof of the church. And I mean, that's a really high profit job for you guys. And again, we've done, man, I mean, I want to say a vast majority of the churches in our area here, we've gotten through, you know, just going out there and paving the, you know, pounding the pavement and getting our name out there, guys. So I highly recommend that. That is one of the best. And guys, honestly, it's also going to be one of the cheapest, right? Because you're just putting in the work. You're going out there and you're literally just walking around talking to people. So I highly recommend that. Number 4 kind of goes a little bit with the online presence, and that is branding and image. And this is something that we have talked about in great detail on this channel, guys. Now, I'm going to say this, in previous episodes, I have said this to you guys, that is not necessarily important for you to wrap your vehicle in the beginning. But here, guess what? If you want to get a lot of commercial work, you're not going to be able to do that if you do not have your vehicles wrapped. And I will say this, no matter where you are in the country, it's going to cost somewhere between, I would say, $3,000 to $4,000. I mean, I'm just guessing. We have a total of 9 vehicles that are wrapped, okay? And that's not including all of our trailers that we have wrapped. And I highly recommend this. I'm going to give you guys a great example of how this is effective. So one of our biggest contracts, commercial contracts that we have, I don't think I've ever mentioned this on my channel before, is we have a contract with FEMA. Yeah, the Federal Emergency Management Association, FEMA. Well, they have like a bunch of buildings here on one of the military bases, and twice a year we go in there and we pressure wash all of their buildings. And you know how we got that contract, guys? Because the guy, not the CEO, but the regional manager type guy in charge of the area there, he saw one of our trucks in traffic, like he was sitting behind the truck in traffic, took a picture, called us, and boom, that's how we got that customer. And guess what, guys? If I only have a magnet on that truck, he's not calling us. You see what I'm saying? So a wrap, you're going to get your money back. I know it's kind of scary when you talk about, you know, spending $3,000 on just a piece of marketing. But guys, guess what? I'm getting jobs today that from a vehicle that I wrapped 6-7 years ago. And guess what? You're going to recoup. The ROI on that is very fast. You're talking about within a 90-day window, guys, you get that money back. So if you have it on a credit card, for example, something like that, or you go and you get a loan from a family member, or you get a loan, you know, if you have pretty good credit, you can just go and get a loan. I highly recommend you wrap your vehicle. And then also, guys, if you've noticed, look, I've talked about this, you know, look at my jersey, guys. Look how professional this looks, right? You got your name, your phone number, your logo and stuff. Guys, make sure that when you're going out there, you are presenting yourself with the utmost professional looking image. This is very important, and that's what I'm talking about, creating that brand. Because guess what? These jobs, guys, these commercial jobs, they're not going to want to deal with you if you're a chuck in a truck. If you're showing up in Crocs and flip-flops and you're wearing jeans and you don't have a jersey and you don't have any marketing of any kind, man, you're just not going to be able to get those jobs, and especially not for like really, really good pricing. So again, I highly recommend that you guys wrap your vehicles. That's going to really work great for you guys. And make sure that your image, from your online presence all the way to your image out in the field, is matching, looks the same, because people will look you up and they'll see your Google My Business and your website and all of that stuff. Okay, number 5 on this list, leveraging social media. Now, one of the episodes that we're going to do a deep dive into social media, things like Facebook and Yelp and all of that good stuff. So, but here we're talking about 2 things. We're talking about LinkedIn and Facebook. So let's talk about Facebook first. Now, I don't recommend you doing actual paid ads for commercial work. What I recommend you do is just reach out to local businesses and through messages. Let's say you do, I'm going to put a number out there, 25 a week. You just reach out to your local restaurants, your local businesses on Facebook, and then you just send them a private message. Hey, you know, we're a pressure washing company. This is what we do. If you guys need our services, hey, just go ahead and give us a call. And then send them the link to your Google My Business so they can see the reviews. So that's how I recommend you do that through Facebook. Again, this is something that will cost you absolutely nothing except maybe 10 minutes a week of your time. Now, I will mention this, guys. I will mention this. It's very important that you understand that the world in general is changing towards an online game. What I mean by that is, like I said, I've been in business for 11 years, right? And when I first started my business, it was all about the boots on the ground marketing. So like 95% of my work came from boots on the ground marketing. As a matter of fact, guess what, guys? The only form of marketing besides boots on the ground that I had was Craigslist. You guys remember Craigslist? That's how I used to get a lot of my customers back in the days. I had ads on Craigslist. And then I was doing my 6x9 and my door-to-door marketing and all of that stuff. But anyway, the world has changed a lot since those days, guys. And then now you got to be able to leverage social media in your favor. And talked about LinkedIn for commercial work specifically. Now, I could do a whole episode on this, but I do have an actual blueprint of like a step-by-step process of how I utilize LinkedIn. And I will email that to you, no problem. All you got to do is just email me and ask me for my blueprint for LinkedIn for how to get commercial work, and I will email that to you. Now, my email is in the description below, but essentially, guys, you just open up a LinkedIn account as a pressure washing, that you do pressure washing, that you're an pressure washing entrepreneur. And what you're going to do is you're going to target real estate agents, you're going to target property managers, you're going to target HOA presidents and entrepreneurs, and you're just going to reach out to people. But anyway, I have the blueprint. Just go ahead and email me, and I will gladly send you that. Through the years, I mean, I stopped counting a long time ago, but we probably get 50 to 60 annual commercial jobs just from LinkedIn alone. Okay, so next on our list, guys, it's something that I absolutely love talking about. Number 6, networking. Now, it's something I've talked about, I would say a great deal here on this channel, but I wanted to kind of do a little of a deep dive into this because, it's one of my biggest regrets in business, guys, was not understanding from the very beginning the importance of networking and how it can impact your business. I absolutely love networking as a form of marketing because guess what? It's absolutely free. Does not cost you, well, I wouldn't say it's absolutely free, but it does not cost you a lot of money. And it's something that brings you a tremendous result when done correctly. And all you got to do is put in the time and the effort to be able to do it. Now, I got a couple things on this one. One of the best ways that you can network, guys, is absolutely free, I would say, is you just get out there and you network with people within the service industry that actually have to go to people's homes. So like things, for example, people that do insecticides, they kill bugs. People that do some kind of lawn work. you know, like landscaping, lawn mowing, things of that nature. People that do painting, people that do handyman type services, roofers, the list goes on. So what you're going to do is you're just going to reach out to these people. You call them, you look them up, and then you call them and you tell them, hey, I do pressure washing, you do lawn mowing, let's work together. I'll get you business and you get me business. Now, I don't recommend that there's, you know, that there's an actual exchange of money. What I recommend is simply get these people jobs. That's the best way to network with people in the service industry, is by simply getting them work. I'll give you guys a great example. There's a guy here in my area. I recently did a job where I had to clean a asphalt driveway. And I told the owner, I said, hey, listen, from the very beginning when I did the estimate, I said, hey, it's going to look a little bit better when we pressure wash it, but what you really need is to redo the asphalt here. And he goes, oh, yeah, you guys got a guy? And I go, absolutely. And we sent him my friend's information, and boom, we got him a $2,800 asphalt job right there. And guess what? That same buddy of mine, has sent us 4 jobs this year, but they were all commercial work. As a matter of fact, the last job that we did for him was about 6 weeks ago. He got us the Panda Express that just opened up here in our area. We did the building and the concrete work all around the building for a brand new Panda Express. It was a $2,800 job that we got for nothing. You see what I'm saying? Just because that would not have happened if I'm not getting him work. That's how networking works. You help people and people help you. And again, you know, you're going to go do a house, right? And you see, for example, that they need painting on their fascia boards and their wood. Well, send that job to a painter. Last year, we got a job for this painting company. We went to do this home here in the Potomac. Guys, for us, it was a $4,300 job that we did. We did the roof and house and a bunch of decks. The house was right on the Potomac. It was a $4,300 job. And we noticed that they had a lot of things that needed painting. So we sent this company that we recommend to everybody over there. Guess what? The guy got the job for $28,000. And he sends a lot of work back our way. So when I talk about networking, guys, that's what I'm talking about. Network with other businesses in your area and get your name out there. Get these people work, and they're going to get you work. That's how that is going to work great for you guys. And the second thing I'll say about that is this. All the businesses that you can sign up for where they do some kind of meeting of some kind. So your BBB, your Better Business Bureau, your Chamber of Commerce, your Elks Lodge, your Moose Lodge. Sign up for all of these things. I'm a member of about a dozen different groups here within my community because, you know, it gets my brand out there when we talk about branding and image, right? But number two, I get to network with some of these people at some of these events. A great example of this, we just got a job that's actually on a schedule for next week where we're doing a bunch of buildings in this executive park. It's a $12,000 contract, and guess how I got that job? Because I went to a cornhole, you know, the game cornhole event through the Elks Lodge. In that, I met a guy, and I ended up doing his house, and then I ended up doing his business, and one thing led to the other, and he called me one day, and I went there and did this estimate for this job that we got coming up next week. And you see what I'm saying? It's all done through networking. And the Chamber of Commerce, for example, guys, is a great one because they host events. And on top of that, they're one of the best map citations for your Google My Business, which is going to greatly increase your visibility in your local market for your Google My Business. So I highly recommend that. Again, guys, this is not stuff that's going to cost you thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars. We network through a bunch of groups through Facebook, and they do actual meetings, some of them every week, some of them every other week. And then, again, you can sign up for the Better Business Bureau, the Chamber of Commerce, Elks Lodge, and Moose Lodge. I highly recommend those for your business as well. And again, just get out there, go to some of these events, and start getting your name out there, and make sure that you wear your jersey whenever you do go. And finally, the last thing that I got for you guys on this one is this. Guys, 75% of all the commercial work that I've ever gotten since I started my business, I've gotten it through an organic sort of way. And what I mean by that is, you know, this is something that is going to take you time to cultivate and work at. And then eventually somebody passes your name on to somebody who passes it on to somebody else. That's what I'm talking about. Like I mentioned here, the contract that we have with the county, you know how I got that? Because the guy, you know, every day when he's out on the road, he sees 2, 3 of my trucks. Then one day he calls me up, and he says, yeah, you know, I constantly see you guys up and down the roads, and I know you got a bunch of trucks, and, you know, I want you to get a quote from you. And then that's how we ended up with that relationship. But the bottom line is, it was because he was already seeing me work in the marketplace. And he didn't see me once. He saw, you know, my truck a bunch of different times, to the point where, you know, it became ingrained in him that, hey, this is what we do for a living. And when he needed, you know, somebody to give him a quote for pressure washing, boom, he called us. That's the bottom line, guys. When you go out there, for example, one of our best customers that we have, we did his office building for $6,800. But how we got his office building was because we got his house. How we got his house was because he Googled pressure washing near me. My name came up. I had over 100 5-star reviews on Google. He hired me to wash his house. I washed his house. Then a week later, he called me up and says, hey, you guys did such a great job on my house. Can you give me a price to do my office building? Guys, that's how that works. The best form of marketing is just for you to get out there and prove yourself out to your community, and then the work is going to come in all on its own. I highly recommend you guys just get out there, put in the work, put in the investment, and the rewards are going to come in and come in and come in. That's all I got for you guys today. I really, really appreciate you coming to my channel and watching this how to get customers for your pressure washing business video. I highly recommend you guys watch the next episode as well. Guys, in that episode, we're going to be talking about HOA contracts, and the number one thing that you guys email me about, HOA contracts and how to get them. And I'm going to do a deep dive on that for you guys. But, you know, I always respond to all of my emails. So make sure you email me, guys. My email's in the description below. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Bubbles out.